Welcome to our presentation for Applied Skills for School and Society. The topic that we'll be presenting on is education. The group members are Dhanwanti Prasad, Olivia Percival, and Shamila Ganpat. The objectives of this presentations include the definition of education, types of education, characteristics of education, and this will be done by Dhanwanti Prasad. The functions of education will be done by Shamila Ganpat. Did schools in Guyana met all or any functions identified will be done by Olivia Percival. Education. Now, what is education? Education is continuous reconstruction of our experience. John Dewey said, education reconstructs and remodels our experiences towards socially desirable ways. Types of education. So basically there are three types of education: the formal education, informal education, and non-formal education. What is formal education? Formal education is the learning usually take place in the premises of the school. This is where the pupils learn basic academic or trade skill. This happens in the school environment. Small children often attend a nursery or kindergarten, but often formal education begins in the elementary or as we say, the primary school, and continue with secondary school. Characteristics of formal education. Its structure is hierarchical, meaning it goes in steps. It is planned and deliberate. Uniform or full-time and proper. So we wear uniform in a formal education environment. There is chronological order grading system, so which means that they go in order from grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. It have a syllable and is subject orientated. The pupils are taught by teachers. The informal education. This is when learning does not take place in the school environment and it do not use any of the particular learning methods. In this type of education, censors offer are not involved. In this type of education, conscious efforts are not involved. It is neither pre-planned nor deliberate. It may be learned at some marketplace or even at home. The characteristics of informal education. It is independent and boundary walls. Has no definite syllable. It is not pre-planned and has no timetable. So in our formal education system, we use a timetable. However, in the informal education system, we do not use a timetable. No fees are required as we get informal education through daily experience and by learning new things. It is lifelong process in a natural way. The certificate or degrees are not involved and one has no stress for learning the new things. You can also get information from any form, such as from the media, life experience, friends, and family. Learning takes place from any sources such as media, life experience, friends, and family. Non-formal education. Non-formal education includes adult basic, and adult literacy. It occurs outside of the formal education system. In non-formal education, someone who is not in school can learn literacy or basic skill or job skills. Characteristic of a non-formal education. It is planned and it takes place apart from the school system. The timetable and syllables can be adjusted. Unlike formal education, it is practical and vocational education. It has no age limit, so anyone can learn from a non-formal education. Fees and certificates may or may not be necessary. It may be full-time or part-time learning, and one can earn and learn together. It involves learning of professional skills.
Functions of education. The functions of education are the instructional function, the social function, and the custodial function. Let us have a look at the instructional function, and let's move on straight to the characteristics. Read, write, and compute. Now, in the instructional function, you basically get instructions such as you have to read something or you have to copyright something, and then after you go to understand what is being read to you or what you just wrote. Knowledge and other important skills, duties as a citizen, prepare for the world of work, understand the world around you, or as we can generally say, him, and study skills. In the instructional function education, it is one where you do not have the freedom to explore education. Children, students, and pupils are basically following instructions given to them. The social function. Some characteristics are: be a good member of society, fit in with other members, societal norms and values, social skills, obey the norms of society. In the social functions, it's basically how an individual behave in their normal social setting, and in our normal social setting, it's basically our home and our school. So the social functions expect an individual to follow these norms as listed on the screen. Next, the custodial function. This includes caretaking, keeping children secure, and responsible for the child's well-being. The custodial function is basically talking about the protection of the children that is under our care.
Have Guyana's school system met any of the functions of education? All functions of education is planned for in Guyana. The education system in Guyana is set in a way that all functions of the education is planned for. Health and family life education caters to teaching pupils about social skills, while literacy studies caters to teach pupils to write, read, and compute. Many projects are being introduced to schools to facilitate productive learning. When it comes to functions, schools in Guyana are failing. When it comes to the functions in the schools of Guyana, we are failing at a minimum. The system caters for all functions, but it is the execution of the content that we need to work on as teachers. This may be because of low salaries to teachers, hence demotivating teachers to perform at their best. However, this should not be an excuse for teachers, since the system is created the system is created to meet all the functions of education. We as teachers have to make sure that these functions are executed in the classroom. This brings us to the end of our presentation. Thank you.